Why do we want to withdraw from society as it is now unfolding in the world, the global society? The verse of the Quran is in Surah Ar-Rum. And listen to what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says. Fitrat Allah. How do we translate that? Is it Allah's fitrah? Allah's nature? التي فطر الناس عليها. Shall we translate that as that the divine nature is the model after which human nature has been constituted? No, we can't do that. Because Allah says, لَيْسَ كَمِثْلِهِ شَيْءٍ. Nothing and no one is like Allah. And so that translation would not work. Fitrat Allah, the nature which Allah has ordained for all His creation. التي فطر الناس عليها. He has created the human beings and ordained for them a fitrah or nature which is in harmony with the universal fitrah. Here you are. Your subject is so apt and appropriate that human nature is constituted in a manner which is in harmony with the universal nature of all of creation. And at its reality, everything worships Allah. يُسَبِّحُ لِلَّهِ مَا فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. Everything praises Allah, glorifies Allah. And so there is a spiritual interpretation to all things. And our life is meant to be lived in harmony with the environment around us. ذَلِكَ لَا تَبْدِيلَ لِخَلْقِ اللَّهِ. Before we go to that, لَا تَبْدِيلَ لِخَلْقِ اللَّهِ. How do we translate that? Some of the books of tafsir restrict themselves to say there is no change in human nature, but that is insufficient. Allah is saying that the nature with which He has ordained all creation, that nature and human nature are in harmony with each other. التي فطر الناس عليها. And then He goes on to say that تبديل لخلق الله. There is no change in Allah's creation, both universally and in human nature. You can't restrict it to human nature. So if you're waiting for the sun to rise from the west, you've got a long way ahead of you. ذَلِكَ دِينُ الْقَيِّمِ. This is the right religion, the right way of life. That we must live in harmony with the environment. And if we don't, we are turning away from our deen. ذَلِكَ دِينُ الْقَيِّمِ وَلَكِنْ أَكْثَرَ النَّاسِ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ. And so when we see the world showing disrespect for the earth, it's time to say goodbye. When we see the earth and the people of the earth coming together in one global society and showing disrespect for food and disrespect for the land with which we produce the food, it's time to say goodbye. And when we see a global society showing disrespect for women and disrespect for the functional relationship between the male and the female, and the world increasingly turning towards the fulfillment of that prophecy of Akhirul Zaman, that men will dress like women and women will dress like men. Why would men dress like women? And why would women dress like men? We know the part about women dressing like men because they want to assume the functional role of men in society. But why would men dress like women? Is it that is something in the food that we eat? Is it that you're planting hormone injections in the animals and our baby boys are growing up effeminate? When we see mankind turning away from fitrah in the male-female relationship, it's time to say goodbye. Because if you break the relationship between human fitrah and the fitrah around you, you live in disharmony with Allah's creation. You're heading for disaster. That ship is going to sink. And so we turn to the remote countryside and to small villages. And we make an effort to return to fitrah. And so we produce our own food. What's wrong with that? We don't want to eat the garbage from the supermarket. What's wrong with that? We want our babies, our children, to eat pure food. What's wrong with that? Did they not say after they had slept for 300 years, if you sleep for 300 years, you wake up, you're going to be hungry, won't you? So they said, فَبَعَثُوا أَحَدَكُمْ بِوَرِيكِكُمْ هَذِهِ إِلَى الْمَدِينَةِ فَلْيَنْظُرْ أَيُّهَا أَزْكَى طَعَامًا. Go search for that food which is purest, grown organically, not chemical fertilizers which destroy the soil. So we go to the Muslim village to plant and produce our own food, pure food, while they're eating garbage. What's wrong with that? We want to ensure the water that we drink is pure water. What's wrong with that? But most of all, we